Hi everyone, this is AP back for another episode of To Whom It May Concern Hood Professionals. I am in the room today with a special guest co-host by the name of...
Hi, this is Ken.
And today we're talking about relationships in the workplace. Some of the information from today's podcast is coming from Amy Gallo on her article in Harvard Business Review, How to Approach an Office Romance and How Not to, and also from Johnny C. Taylor Jr., who composed an article for USA Today back in 2019. Just want to make sure that I give them their due diligence in saying that, yes, some of my information has been pulled from their articles. Wikipedia says that workplace relationships are unique interpersonal relationships with important implications for the individuals in those relationships and the organizations in which they exist and develop. Workplace relationships directly affect a worker's ability and drive to succeed. All right, so first we're just going to take it step by step. I want to talk about friends. Like, what about your friends? Like, how do you go about making friends at work?
I don't think we just go into work like, oh, gotta make friends at this place. But when you naturally gravitate to someone, you just gotta let it happen. I wouldn't think anybody just going there and just looking for friends.
You don't think so? I mean, I say it all the time, like the same thing I said about toxicity in the workplace. You spend so much time at work. Like, when you really think about it, you spend a lot of time there. So it's kind of like when you think, I'll just speak for myself. When I interview or go for a job, I really do think about workplace environment. And you know what? Not to say that I do go to work to make friends, but I do want to be in a workplace where it's like...
where you're comfortable with everyone.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes you just thrown into something where you need that job. You're like, okay, it is what it is. I'm here. Just try to make the best out of it. Be cordial to everyone.
Yeah.
And if you make friends along the way, that's fine.
That's true, because I did have a review one time where my supervisor was like, Audrey, you could be a little nicer. And I remember specifically saying in my review, I was like, I don't come to work to make friends. I come to work to do my job.
Yeah, and I can remember you saying that when we had, I'm not going to say where, but we were somewhere, and I was like, that girl about her business right there. I feel you, like, don't bother me. I'm not here to make friends. Let's get to work.
Yeah. And I'm the type that, for me, I make friends at work with people who do their jobs, because I feel like if you do what you're supposed to do and you're a hard worker, you are alleviating the chance that I may have to pick up your slack. So I appreciate someone who comes to work and do what they're supposed to do. That makes that actually draws me to people who know what they're doing, number one, and don't have to be an ass to do their job, because some people can be real ashes.
I would say that sometimes by being an ass, more people gravitate to you.
That is true, because I can be an ass.
I know. I'm like, why can't they like her? that fool me.
You know what? And I take it as a compliment. I really do take it as a compliment, because I feel like you have to be able to assert yourself in a way that people know, she don't fuck with her like that. She ain't gonna take it lightly.
I can agree.
Okay. So, with that being said, okay, so you made friends at work, because I feel like I have work friends, like people who I'm excited to see, who make my day better when I go to work. Mm-hmm. Like, they get me. Like, if that person's not at work, if they're not at work, I'm pretty much gonna stay to myself. If they are at work, I know I have somebody who I can talk to. So, what about? Because I think it's tricky. What about taking the workplace friendship outside of work? Now we hanging out outside of 8 to 5 or whatever hours it is that we work.
See, I'm okay with that, but it's just that then you start dragging in other people, because other people like, oh, y'all hanging out after work? Where y'all going? And so now it's a thing, and everybody else want to come hang out. Now you're hanging out with somebody you don't want to be with.
I don't like that.
But it happens.
But you know what? I'm a person in those situations because I don't like feeling like I'm being fake or anything like that. So if I don't fool with you, I real deal do not fool with you. And I don't care if we are in a group setting. I'm not gonna be rude to you. Let me be very clear. I'm not gonna be rude to you, but like giving you conversation is not gonna happen. Like I'm like if we're all talking, ha ha ha, but you know how sometimes you can kind of like pair off and like people just have a little side.
You know, jobs can be really cliquey.
Mm-hmm.
So it is easy to just start hanging out with someone after work. But again, you know, it takes that one person to open up their mouth and be like, "Oh, where y'all going? Can I come?" And then other people want to come along, and you say this, but you're not that mean of a person to where you're just not gonna talk to that person.
I mean, but see, this is the thing. Okay, I can say I can give you that. However, I don't like having to censor myself, especially in social settings. If I'm supposed to be in what we like to call quote unquote safe space, where I'm with people who I'm cool with and we get along very well, and then there's somebody who I don't necessarily care for, not because they've done anything to me, but maybe I don't like the way you move around the office. Mm-hmm. Maybe I've seen you do some things or throw other people on the bus, and now I have to be cautious of the conversations that I'm having in this outside of work group, you know, social setting because you are here. And for me, it's like, that's not what I came here for. I don't even like to be out and about too much anyway because there's so much going on. Also, I hope everyone out there is being safe and taking this whole coronavirus issue very seriously. Make sure you like washing your hands. If people are coughing, that you are getting, keeping a respectable distance between you all, because until, you know what I mean, we really don't know a whole lot about
Take
it.
your vitamins in your airborne.
Yeah, and eat at home.
Yeah,
eat at home, and make sure you eating like green leafy things. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I get that plug in there because it's important. But being in social settings and then having someone there who you really just don't vibe with like that, now you being cautious of things you're saying because this person may go back and tell other people when, damn, I can't vent. I can't talk popular shit about work. Like, that's like, what's that?
And that's when at that point you're like, okay, I can have friends at work. I just don't need to be friendly to everybody like that.
Okay? Everybody don't need to have my number. Oh, I have started giving people my Google Voice number. You don't need to know my real number. I don't want to be like, oh, well, I text you. You did.
Can you text back on it?
Yeah, you can text back on Google Voice. So I feel like one way for me to be able to trust somebody outside of work, to me, it's just like a gut feeling for me. Like, I feel like I have a pretty good sense of vibes and like being able to feel out when people are genuine and somebody that I can trust. And when I can't trust you, when I don't get a good vibe off of you, especially when you say little shady stuff, that I pick up on that, because I'm like, I never understood this about people. How do you think that you can be shady towards me and then actually think that I want a friendship with you? It don't work like that for me. Not for AP, not for me.
You know, stuff go over my head. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit gullible when it comes to letting people in. I try to get everybody a chance. But then, yeah, when I start to see shady stuff, I'm already a quiet person, so it don't take much for me just to leave you alone, you know? But yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Don't be shady. As my old pastor would say, if you want friends, you must first show yourself to be friendly. And if your friendliness is coming off as shade, like you're very catty, or you like, because I'm sarcastic, but I feel like there's a difference in being sarcastic than just being like mean. You know what I mean? Like jabbing. Mm-hmm. I don't have time for that, because you on your way to getting cussed out. And I don't want to do that at work. I really don't. So I would just much rather just distance myself from you. See, I was already practicing social distancing, so this ain't nothing new for me. Because it's like, so if you want to be a friend to me, don't come at me with shady stuff.
Don't come at me, you know, oh, I think you feel this type of way about this person, so I'm going to try to come to you talking bad about that person so we can connect. That does happen.
Yeah, but that's not cute. And at that point, you are someone who I only talk to at work, because if that's how you want to connect with me, is our mutual disdain for somebody else, I don't trust you. And even then, I'm not gonna say too much. You gonna get one of them, a word for real, girl.
That's crazy,
right? It's gonna be a lot of them. Well, okay then, I got some work to do type of thing. So that's that. So if you want to be, so that's one thing we learned. If you want to be friendly with someone at work, make sure that your motives are, and your agenda, well, hopefully you don't have agenda. Hopefully the agenda is you genuinely just want to be genuinely want to be friends with this person. And don't think that a common, I don't even want to say enemy, but we can't just for this, layman's terms, a common enemy automatically makes a good friendship, because
I would say we came together over music.
Yeah, we did. Shout out Megan Thee Stallion.
we wasn't even thinking about anybody at
Nothing.
work, becoming friends or anything.
That's pretty much just how it went. We actually went to a Megan Thee Stallion concert
that we kept quiet for a long
time. Nobody knew.
the week of.
Yeah. And we still went at work showing pictures. We made a pact.
Yeah.
We was like, we're not going to be showing pictures. And if we did, that we'd be like, it would be somebody that we were mutually cool with. So.
Yeah. We still didn't talk about it. But we was excited.
She was. And let me tell you something. And tired. The concert was on a Monday?
On Monday.
And then I don't think I fully recovered until the weekend. I was like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
And I had us walking.
She had us walking so fast, but she was so scared. Tell me, y'all, when has a concert ever started on time? When? You have to have the hype person come out. You got to have the acts that come out that are up and coming. Don't nobody really know too much about them. The concert started at 7. Kinsley had us power walking at 6:45? I'm like,
listen, I like to be on time. I like to get something to drink and sit down.
Man, that 20 liter, not even 20, was that 20 ounce bottle of water for $5? Y'all know y'all need to cut that shit out at the concert venues. Cut it out. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about work husbands and work wives. You know, you always got the memes that you see that woman to do. He be like, your work husband waiting on you like, what he done did.
You know what? I feel like not at my current situation. I work with a whole bunch of females. They're older, and we pretty much stay to ourselves. But I would say that it is nice to have someone to vent to about work and not bring it home, because when you bring it home and you start telling your husband or your boyfriend or just your friend, they get tired of that shit. But when someone goes through what you're going through, they can relate, and they can, you can give each other advice, but you can't really get that from
your significant other, whomever. I feel the same way.
Cause they're like, what you gonna do about it? You gonna quit? you gonna put your foot down and tell them how you feel? No, So you need to stop complaining to me.
You be like, dang, okay, then that's why I got Tyrell in the job.
Exactly.
And we can go to lunch and we can talk about this.
And he gonna pay for it.
Okay. And pull my chair out. Hello.
So don't get jealous.
Okay.
But then I gotta say that I don't like it when it's on the other side. I don't want my boyfriend coming home telling me that he don't have lunch with Julie. And they just talking about lunch. Like, no, Julie.
Listen, I call him my work best friend. He's an older gentleman. He's one of my work best friends, and he and I, we can go somewhere, anywhere, and just have all conversation. And it gets to a point where we argue like cats and dogs. We literally argue. We bicker a lot, but it's all love. I know that I can depend on him for certain things at work, and we're gonna work together to get things done. And I feel like it's important to have just like that support.
It is. It definitely is. If you're fortunate enough to find someone at work that can give you that support, then that's awesome.
Yeah, and who ain't gonna be talking shit like she get on my nerves. No, I don't want that. We a team. We are tight. But at the same time, we talk about other things more than work. We talk about his family, things going on, and not like what he's spilling, they like, you know, inner secrets. So let me clear it up. That's not what that is. A lot of times I'll threaten him with, you know, with his significant other. I'd be like, all right, now did you eat right? Don't maybe have to call so and so, like things like that. And I look out for him because he is a older gentleman. I want to make sure that he takes care of himself, because sometimes he can go and he won't eat. And this and the other. I'm like, now listen, now I ain't giving nobody mouth to mouth, so I'm gonna need you to do what you supposed to do before I have to call Mrs. I just call her Mrs. Brown and tell her she to come here and get you. Or if he acting up, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna tell Miss Brown to beat you when you get home. Like,
no, yeah, I seen it. I seen. I seen it.
So I just, you know, I feel like, but like you said, it's okay for you to, but you don't feel like you could handle it.
Like, prime example, like yesterday, somebody called from his job. I'm like, yo, this the weekend, we on lockdown.
Oh my God.
You gotta let that stuff go on the weekend.
But they friends.
I know, but you know, it's just a double standard.
Dang, you like, it's okay. It's
but
a double
you know,
standard.
he feels the type of way about me having work friends. Even with you, it's like, why you gotta hang out with AP?
Tell him I like men, so you don't have to worry about it.
You know.
I like men, and I ain't gonna keep you no longer than what I have to. But I kind of feel like in the past I've tried to incorporate, when I did have a significant other. Like in the past, I have tried to incorporate my significant other at the time in with my coworkers, so we got along so well, and it didn't go right.
I know, because they be low key jealous.
And I'm trying to figure out why, like how, like we spend so much time at work. Like you have people at your job who you're cool with, and I have people at mine who I'm cool with. So it's like,
it's just a situation where, like, I know I'm not comfortable with other people calling him from his job, and he's not comfortable with me, even though I have moved on from my last job. I still keep in contact with some folks.
People.
And he's like, why they still gotta call you? You okay, because you know, he know you ain't going nowhere. But, like, when it comes to, like, the older men, they're like, what's that about?
Well, you did just say here earlier in the podcast, you did just say that you tend to be a little gullible.
I know.
Even though I know some of the people you talk about, I know that it's not like that. I just think just most men, like men and women, I'm not even going to put that out just on one gender. We are territorial, you know, people. And so I think sometimes what we have to realize is that the same thing that attracted us to that person, I mean, that's just who they are. So it's kind of crazy to think that other people aren't going to be drawn to some of those same type of characteristics. So I think it would be easier if people would take off the whole work husband, work wife type thing and just be like, that's my work homie. That's the BFF.
Oh, I don't dare, like, introduce Even my best friend got jealous of our relationship. I'm like, you do know, like, we're at work all day together, making moves.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's why we spend so much time. She was, like, dead ass jealous.
Oh, see, I don't have friends like, I guess because I'm not like that with my friends. Like, I get it, and I also feel like my place is solidified.
I don't get jealous
so
of my friends
like,
getting close with someone else. Like, I don't.
But I do have an issue if that person that my friend is cool with try to like, no, me and you not friends like that. Like, me and my homegirl, we can joke with each other in this manner.
Oh, my goodness.
But me and you, we can't do that. I gotta get to know you. Like, calm down. I'm just like that. And one of my homegirls, she know that. She know that. She be like, Lord. But she the same way too. She be like, look at you. Went and got some, went and hung out with some other light-skinned girl trying to replace me.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, whatever. All right.
And you know my friend went to find another light-skinned girl to hang out with.
Y'all need to cut it out.
We are not an accessory, man.
See, this is all about, this is why we're talking about relationships in the workplace. Now we get into the juicy stuff, the romantic relationships in the workplace. And before we get into that, we know that whereas it's acceptable in the workplace, we know, because again, you spend so much time at work, you're gonna come across, and most times y'all have common interests, which is why you're working at the same, work at the same place, because there's something about that place, whether it is you just really need a job or you really enjoy whatever it is that company is about. Y'all have a common interest of that. So it's not too far-fetched to see why there would be some type of romantic chemistry in the air for some people. However, there are inappropriate relationships where romantic or sexual relationships between employees where one individual has more influence or control over the other's conditions of employment are deemed inappropriate, even if it's consensual. And there was a study done by Mr. Johnny C. Taylor Jr. for USA Today, where there was a poll that says apparently 1 out of 3 U.S. adults said they are currently or have previously been in a romantic workplace relationship. Breaks it down even further to say 68% have never been involved. I would be in that 68%. 30%.
Why is that funny? Me too.
30% previously have been involved, and then 2% are currently involved. And while many workplace romances are acceptable, for example, things like a senior management and a newly hired employee is definitely inappropriate.
I just wouldn't do it. That just brings drama to your job. Even if you guys are not the ones, you're in the one in the relationship, but you're not the ones like going around talking about it. It's a weird situation, and it's going to have people gossiping about it. Well, this just is.
Okay, so this is the thing. Like, there are policies, and most companies have policies. At least half of the companies have HR policies that says once you enter into a relationship with a coworker, you must report it to either your superior or to HR.
Yeah. So that's been written, but you already know people not willingly, I'm with this person. Just want to let you guys know.
But, and I totally get that, but this is just me, like, really, like, researching it and reading about it, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. For you to be able to go to, because I do have a story, but I can't tell the story because it was told to me in confidence, and I don't want to break that, even though I'm not friends with the people that it happened to, but it didn't end well, let's just say that, on one side, but then on the other side, it did end well because him and his significant other were able to move past the mistake and go forward. However, it's a situation of when you are able to tell HR, hey, me and this person are in a relationship, so if there was something to go awry, like retaliation, or somebody trying to make a sexual harassment claim, or someone trying to just be downright evil towards you, it's something, if y'all were to break up or whatever, HR can be aware and be like, okay, y'all both said y'all were in a relationship, you both said it was consensual, so what, everything was just cool when y'all were together, you didn't have any of these complaints or these things happening until the relationship fell off. So it's just like a paper trail, like a CYA covering your ass.
I get why they have it. I would throw out this example, but then we'll be going down another path. But when I was in college, you go home for the summer, you get a job. I was working at a hotel, and it was a young guy who was like a year or two older than me. He was really nice to me. He would buy me lunch. Like, from the outside, it looked like we were dating, but I wasn't dating him. But then, he took it too far one day, and I complained. And they're like, but aren't you guys a thing? I'm like, no, I'm not dating him. But you sure are friendly with him. So at that point,
oh, so opinion of the public kind of outweighed what the truth actually was.
Yeah, but, I was like, That's why I said, I'm gullible. Like, I should not have let him get too comfortable thinking that, maybe he can try me. But I just, at the end of the day, I feel like when I did come forward and say something, like it was, everybody loved him. He was there before me. He, from the outside, just looked like he was so friendly to me, buying me food, helping me. So I'm just like,
I look at you, buy me food to count out like,
for real.
You're hungry. So.
I'm so hungry all the time. Don't pass up a meal.
Oh my God.
I don't.
See, that's and that's the thing, but that's also why sometimes that I've learned in getting older, I don't always have lunch with people. I've come to understand that because some people do want something in return, or they see it
Well, now I know better. Like,
right.
now I have, like, okay, I know not to. And, like, I don't think I'm a flirty person, but I guess, like, I'm really silly, and I guess that comes off as, like,
I mean, you're not ugly, so that's another thing,
no,
too.
guys,
So.
I'm very attractive.
Oh, my God. So, but I feel like there's nothing wrong. You can't help if people that are attracted to you, but it is up to you to set boundaries for others. Like, okay, you want to buy me lunch? Maybe you bought me lunch 2 times this week. For the rest of the week, I don't need you to buy my lunch.
Yeah.
Like,
I have looked back on the situation now that I'm older. Like, I was doing too much. She would let me drive his car home.
Oh, you know what? We're going to move right along in this thing. So
I was doing too much.
So,
but we was not a thing. So
I probably would have been like, yeah, they go together. Driving the car, oh, that's a clear, like.
I live around the corner.
See, okay, we're not gonna make excuses. You learned,
I learned,
and you went on from
there.
that. So when you are entering, so if you so choose to enter a workplace relationship, we need you to know the risks, conflict of interest. So basically, having to go against that person's idea. Let's say y'all work on the same team or in the same department, and y'all having a team meeting or something, and they bring up an idea and they really betting on you to go to bat for them, and you like in your mind, that is a dumbass idea. I can't do that. But this is the person who you sleeping with, spending time with, and for them it may seem disloyal for you to go against them, and now you're in a situation where you're sort of compromised between this somebody that you care about, but also it still work. Like, girl or dude, your idea was that it wasn't cutting it.
See, it's hard to separate that once you're in a relationship and you're working with that person. Because that person is going to expect loyalty.
But at what cost, though? It's like, see, and I feel like that's why you have to make sure you're getting into a relationship with somebody who is a rational person, a logical person. Like, I didn't come here looking for a husband or a wife. I came here so I can get a check. Right? And
but everybody don't have that mentality.
I'm
gonna get paid. I'm doing my job.
That's right. I need y'all to get that through your thick skulls, okay? And then think about your reputation. If you are an ambitious person, somebody who wants to climb that ladder, and you coming in maybe at like an entry or a prerequisite type of position, and you want to be able to continue to grow with the company, think about the implications of you becoming involved with somebody at work, especially if people, because even like you said, even if you don't tell people y'all together, with your previous situation, folks automatically assume.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. People looking outside don't even really know what's going on, so you don't even have to say anything. But it's always gonna be someone that sees something. Oh, they were staring at each other a little bit too long.
he give her a Kit Kat when she come to his desk. He just let her pick out the candy bowl, but with me, he gotta give me what he want me to have. Girl, calm down. That's because you're greedy. That's all.
Yeah.
And then here's some things to think about before you enter into a workplace romantic relationship. what are your motives? Are your motives pure? Like, why this person? Why this person at work? Why do you want to enter this relationship? Are you trying to get ahead? Does this person have like, a little clout? Are they kind of like a favorite
is
with
it
higher
even
management?
worth it though? You gotta think about the overall picture. Like, is it even worth my job? Losing my job,
Or even being at work with somebody who I'm seeing naked, or we in a real relationship?
how's that person gonna feel if if everybody else don't know what's going on, but somebody
is liking you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's juicy. I like that. Ooh. Everybody don't know that y'all together. Everybody just think y'all cool because that's what y'all saying. Y'all cool.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing doggone well y'all busting each other down behind closed doors. So, old girl, like, okay, so y'all cool then. So, what's up with me and you? Like, she's actually being forthcoming with her intentions, her motives. And you over here steaming because...
See, is that going to cause drama at work? Yeah. Because now the girl is going to be upset at the other girl for flirting with you.
Right?
Or, vice versa. Because men can be petty.
Could be. And again, especially if there is like a jex of power. If it's a senior management and somebody else. Let's say senior management isn't the person who has someone flirting with them. It's the other person. It's the reporter, not the reportee.
Yeah.
Right? I think that makes sense. So y'all are in the trenches together. Y'all spending time. Y'all start flirting with each other, and then your I hate the word boss. I'm not using it. Your supervisor. Now she all up in her feelings because you and this girl over here is kiki and kaka. Now she can be,
Yeah.
like.
She can be a bitch to that person.
Yeah. And like make their life a living hell while they're working. She's trying to figure out, well, damn, why you got static with me? Not knowing the whole time you and him, them two supposed to be in a relationship. So it's like, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. What are the motives? What's the reason behind this? Because you could pretty much have, social media, hell, you can hop on there and find you a mate.
Exactly. That's what I'm just saying. It's not even worth the risk. Even you really got to be with that person. Go. I would say one of y'all got to leave. Go find a job, a different job.
Yeah. And then know your company's policies. Like, if you know your company has like a no tolerance for that type of deal, then you need to really check yourself and figure out, is this person worth it? That if somebody at the job were to find out, either one of us could be fired. And is that worth it? Or is it a situation where, hey, y'all have a conversation, say, you know what, one of us needs to leave because the way I feel about you, the way you feel about me, it's not something you're going to be able to hide. So how do we go about, with the next steps?
Yeah. No, I totally get that, but that ain't the situation all the time. We know that's not the situation.
Well, it should be, and I feel like, but see, that's the thing. You have to know that you are serious about it. Don't like, of all places to shit and eat, why at your job? Why at the place where you make your livelihood?
Earlier, it could be helping them at the job. They,
Oh, that's true. But dang, I just feel like you gotta be a real devious type person to do something like that.
You gotta be a special type of person to have a relationship with
somebody at your job. Because I feel like that's just the same as having a relationship with somebody who lives in the same apartment complex or building you live in. Ooh, that is single white female. That is dangerous. I wouldn't even want to go that route. You know when I'm at home. You know when I ain't.
Oh, that bitch right.
All right, you know when I got company. Who that? Blinds all bent, everything, because you stay in your blinds. So yeah, just get it together and try not to date your manager or your direct report. To me, that is just like,
don't be afraid to go to HR too if you turn them down.
Yeah. I would say if that person starts flaring up and showing, and if you're not interested in that person, they're interested in you, I would definitely document that this person has made their feelings known about you. So that way, if things take a nasty turn, you have proof to say on this day, this person, you know.
How would you, like, tell somebody, no, you know what? This is a place where we both work and it's not worth the risk of us, you know, taking this any further. Let's just leave it at a work relationship.
I would probably say,
You would.
Yeah, you know I would.
What you talking about? No. Why would you even think that?
Okay, that's not. That's not. I don't do that. So that's pretty much how it's gonna go.
I would be like, ew. Ew.
You feel like a whole lot of words need to be expressed because I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to have you feeling like you did something wrong. But I would just be like, I don't think that's not a good look. It's not a good idea. Because I am somebody who values my privacy. I am that type of person.
You know.
So
I would say, I'm not gonna put too much information on this because you would know who I was talking about. Who we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like getting older, like you see, and that could be in a relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
But you just kind of pick up on it better.
Yeah.
Like
it's a vibe, man. It's a total vibe.
It is, and I would say that I don't know. It went from let me make you lunch to no, don't make me lunch.
Right. Because first and foremost, I don't know what your kitchen look like. Do you I don't know your hygiene practices. Like I don't need you making me lunch. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with you taking me out to lunch. But getting more, I'm good on it. Yeah, I'm good. Unless that person is making lunch for everybody at work, like bringing food for multiple people besides me, then okay. Even then,
don't single me.
Yeah, don't do that to me. I don't want that. Next, don't hide it. Again, but I say only don't hide it unless you two have agreed that this is something serious. Now, if y'all just if it's just a little sex thing, then I think that's different.
Well, let it be that, but then don't go to work and be all over each other and expect people to not say anything.
Well, then if that's the case, and that goes into the next thing. Set boundaries. That's why I think that you really need to have conversations with each other. Like, we all adults, we all grown, so let's have a conversation. Listen, I know that you and we're having we have a thing going. But listen, when we at work, we are at work. And I want to keep things professional. Like, I ain't finna trip out on you. Don't trip out on me.
And, it takes too strong. If you are going to engage in that, you have to really stick to those rules of not, feeling the type of way.
Mm-hmm.
If you see something you don't like, you can't just...
I'm going to text you. Get cut if you want to. Get cut. Get cut.
You better save it for the bedroom. Save it for home.
Get cut. And then
all in your feelings at work.
I wish I have been in my phone. But you know what? When I'm pissed, I work better. So it might be a good thing. But I still don't want to. I ain't never been attracted to nobody that I work with. I'm going to take that lie back. Yes, I have. When I was in my 20s, I was. And me and this person, you know what? Ooh, never mind. Moving on to the last one.
Mind.
If you break up, inform HR or others who may have been told. Again, it's just covering your own ass. Because you don't want nobody trying to pull, do no switcheroo, pull the switch on you, and they talking about sexual harassment. You like, hold up. This was something consensual. Now it's your word against that person's.
Yeah. This happens more like in call centers and, big big companies that...
Well, I even say in retail, like people who might work in huge retail marketing places, maybe like a Walmart or something like that. Not to say that it, I know anybody that has worked at Walmart and has done that. I'm just saying.
I have.
I'm just saying I do know of, because in those places it's so big and there's so many people that's working there. It's more of a diverse pool to pull from. Maybe if I did work in an atmosphere like that, where it's like all different types of people and it's not necessarily like a specialized type of thing, I might come across somebody who I was, would buddy up
I would
with.
say like we do like social work. It's mostly females, and I'm not saying females can't
like each other. It's totally not what we're saying, but 9 times out of 10,
it ain't even enough.
Okay, it ain't enough people working in the organization for there to be something going on. And if you are a fine piece of man to come into something like that, it's so many folks at you that you ain't trying to just be the flavor of the month.
To come into a small, you ain't even got to be all that fine. You
Child, you better
charm.
You better say it. You better say it. But I have standards. I'm not totally stuck on looks. I want you to look good to me. That's important.
But every day, like you said, working with someone, they could be ugly. Every day you growing closer and closer to that person.
Oh, they got good conversation. Oh, he know how to get the job done.
He had on some nice shoes today.
He can dress his ass off. Like stuff like that. No, I'm not falling for it. Right? I ain't falling for it. I usually am like the homegirl, that person, because I feel like it's a better position to be in because I get all the good gossip. And I get to reap the benefits of being able to go to lunch and just have a good conversation and know that this just like the homie, somebody just to kick it with. So I think that's important. So we are going to wrap it on up. I hope that you have enjoyed what we've had to say today on the podcast. Remember, be honest about why you are entering into any type of relationship, be it a friendship, be it a flirtatious thing, or be a romantic relationship at work. Like, be honest with yourself about it. Be transparent, be truthful, and just do good things out there. And try not to be that messy person at work spreading stuff that you don't know to be true. Don't be that person, because you never know how your words could ultimately affect the livelihood of somebody else. So
if they could be going to work doing their job,
exactly,
and just because you don't like it, you out there
spreading lies. So just mind the business that pays you. That person's business don't sign your check, so don't worry about that. Go the AP way. You go to work to make money and to do your job, not friends.
If you're gonna make friends, it's gonna happen. You don't have to
seek it out. Just be you, be genuine, and don't do too much. Just be yourself, because at the end of the day, those who gonna fuck with it, and those who don't, it don't matter. Until next time, this is AP with my special guest host,
Ken,
and we want you to be safe. We want you to be aware, and we want you to continue listening. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Bye.
Peace.